Hello and welcome back to part 2, because part 1 we already did. You've probably seen that video, but I'll link it below or I'll put it one of the cards up here. So we're gonna try and do qualifying and then see how high we can start on the grid. Because yeah, last time we ended up the video with the Corvette, which is actually a good car, I might say. It was a good it was good on the straights, and also on the corners a little bit too unsettled when you're attacking it on the big, how can I put it, the rumble stripes, I may call it them. I'm forgetting the other name that it's called. But the first try was, it was kind of okay. I did a 140. I should be doing a 138. And by the time I was starting the second lap, I overshot my braking point and I had to restart it. So I had to go again. So going again, I did a 139.2, I did a 138.4 again, so which was okay. And here, actually going purple again, I was actually a bit higher. I would have made a 38 because this is the only point that if you hit the wall there a little bit, you lose a lot of time, as you see there, just overtaken by my ghost or my previous best, which was at 38.4, not really that bad for my driver rating. And I ended up just starting there, as in settling on the 138.4, which actually was a little bit higher, starting in fourth. So not bad. People doing a 137.6, which is kind of possible for me. But if I use probably if I like sit down and do like 20 laps of qualifying, just churning on the laps, trying to get every inch of track limit, or like the earlier you get on the throttle, things like the braking points. And first there, the Spaniard decides to kill the Italian. The guy was in P1, and look at this, was trying to take out his other countryman, having a civil war already. I'm in P2, so it was really a good race, kinda, but it was a little bit tricky because look at that. Oh, he got a little bit it was actually like kind of civil war, like the two were really fighting, and it was a really weird situation here, getting overtaken from both sides, and the Beetle actually got the better of it. He got the inside and he had the better traction, because for me, I was still kinda getting into terms, but the tires back into quality because they were kind of a little bit dirty. But by the end of that situation right there, that curves, the Italian comes in, punts the Frenchman off. I don't know what was going on within. I don't know what kind of war was going on, but I just put my head down, pulled away from the guys behind us, and was just starting attacking to the guys in front of us. And the Spaniard went a little bit defensive, back at the apex, trying to get a good exit, but didn't really work out. So just right there behind him, just pushing him, trying to go through the dead chicane, be just right behind me, which is really, really tricky, because if you hit that wall over there, which was really, really getting close to it, and nothing really much happened until this point right here. I had a better line through the S's, and when I actually didn't try and push him wide, but I tried to go for the O switcheroo as always, and it kind of worked. Almost lost it there a little bit of a body contact there. He just went to the back of me, like slips like a good smooth. The other Spaniard goes into the wall, so I'm already back into P2. So we gained 2 positions. I was saying the other Spaniard kind of slid into my slipstream, trying to get the better position, the better slipstream through that sector, which is not really great. And finishing in P2 with the first lap, first race of the day. This is day 2, and it was really great. And Spaniard there trying to race me to the end of the finish line, which was really, really close, but I still took it. And yeah, there we go. So P2 clean races, because those body contact wasn't really my fault. It was just the situation, the racing situation. It was kind of a racing incident. So I decided to jump into my Lexus, my trusty Lexus. Probably I would gain some tenths, probably bring it all the way down to 38, low 38, like close to 37. And the first one, wasn't really that great. So 138.8, I tried to go again. I made a 38.184. So this is where I need to be. So by the time I was finishing the qualifying lap, there wasn't really enough time to go for another lap, and look at that, looking mean in P2. So probably I might win this race. Actually, I was thinking I might win this race, but the guy in front of us was in the previous race, and the Italian that was punted off, I think, dropped or went into another lobby. So starting off, the French guy in P2, in P3, wasn't really was I think in the previous race, and it was actually just as it is. Nothing really much happened. We just maintaining the position. He had a bad exit over there, but through actually the dead chicane. That's that is the chicane where people go into the wall, visit Mr. Barrier, and end up spinning round and round. He tries to go in for a narrower line, but you have to go wide and then come in for the late apex, which will have a good exit. As you see, they're just pulling away from them, which actually did solidify the win for the race, because nothing really much happened. I just pulled away from them. A lot of people, just a lot of fighting, not a lot happening, and yeah, it was kind of boring. It's kind of boring being P1 all the time. As I say, they're just finishing in P1, going in for the checkered flag, and there we go, finishing in P1. So it's a good win. I'm not complaining. It's winning. So winning is good. So because it will increase my driver rating and also my sportsmanship rating. Like I'll go into the next rank like that. And I decided to go again. So choosing another car because it was kinda trying to see if the Toyota Supra, the concept car, which was the best car to use in this race. It was the fastest car, like in the top 10 people. If you go into the how can I put it, the best times, it was there, apart from the WRX, which is actually another very tricky car. So the first time I went out was a 138.5. I was thinking I would do better, but I was just actually the Lexus I was a little bit better. Like I was this guy is too light, as in through the high rumble stripes, it gets a little bit too much of unsettled, and so you have to like get off the throttle or things like that, so that the car can remain in tip-top position. And starting in P5, not really bad, so it's a good competition. I have to do a lot of not a lot of defending, and the French guy behind me, RHPC, was still there, but Chotse, I think, is new in this lobby. But Lola Raid, it's kind of like a tongue twister. It was in a Porsche, which is actually a good car. I've used a Porsche before in these kind of races, and the Mercedes AMG, which I'll use again in the last race. But here it was a little bit tricky because he slowed down. I don't know why he did, and he shifted down. You just coast and go, like just coast through that corner. It's really one of the fastest corners on this track, and it was kind of weird here. It was 2-2. The guy in the other Supra, I don't know why he was slowing down, and I decided to go for the lunge here because I don't know. It was just a weird situation there. That racing incident was just like nothing I've ever seen before. Like two people on each side, and nobody knows who's going to go for the lunge. And I actually decided to go for it, and it was great. So by the end of towards the end of lap 2, the Spaniard here goes into a little bit of a contact with the wall at the exit of the death chicane, and I take the position. He tries to go in for the lunge, but I was too much ahead, and I was ahead by some margin, and the move might not have worked. And it was another great win because even if the slipstream was there, I was still making the best laps. Lap 3 was the best, and also here I just finished with the fastest lap again. And actually I did finish with almost the same lap that I did with qualified with the Lexus. So another win in the bag, 43 wins. So clean races, win, and fastest laps. Not really clean races, fastest lap, and it was actually good racing. I couldn't complain that much. So we go again in the AMG, which I actually didn't do the qualifying lap because the 138, actually I did try, but didn't come close to 138, but I was doing 138.2s, so it's kind of close. A tenth is really important in this kind of racing games. And Squishy here is in another AMG, which is actually AMG is like the Corvette. It's really quick in the straight line. And RHPC behind me, the German, with a Jaguar. Probably you'll see it in the cinematics, the replays. He was really actually catching up. He was really good, but then he falls back. It probably dies at the chicane, hits the wall at the exit, trying to go on the outside of the German here, but it kind of pushes me off. Probably he wasn't really for us. He has a German car, I have a German car. Probably if I'm faster in the German car, would have let me go. But I had a good line here, as you see. He's getting really unsettled. It's unsettled. Oh, again, I take too much of the curb, and that's the name I was trying to remember. Move on to the far right, I might say, trying to go in, trying to bait him to go. To think that I'm going in for the lunge, but he does notice that, and he does maintain his composure, and going through the Dutch chicane here. He's a little bit. He hits the wall. I almost went to the back of him. Oh, one of the drivers dies. I can't remember the flag there, but he just goes all the way down into the last groups, and I go in for the lunge here. As I say, that's the other trick I use, like just following him with a slipstream, trying to see if he can get baited, and he loses it. I just seen that on the radar. He loses it at the exit of that, and all the way up to P3. So trying to catch up with P1 and P2, who are really actually moving far ahead, but the Spaniard in front of me made a mistake, and he had dirty tires. He went into the gravel, and see he's going a little bit too wide, and I have the better exit. So moving on to the right side, which is actually the bad, he should have the inside, and trying here, not really, a little bit of contact, trying to shift down so that I don't go a little bit too wide and ruin my race. And he just pulls away, because by the time he was at the top of this hill over here, his tires were really already back in form, already back to temperature, were clean, and he just maintained it. It was really quick. So finishing in P3, not really that bad, and having good races. So hope you did enjoy these two races, starting from behind and starting from the top. And hope to see you in the next one. And take care of yourself, take care of each other, and stay safe. Peace.